Well, you are the judge of the show, and of course, that's always a challenge. What were the challenges for this show?
Well, mainly the first thing is quality of the work, and that's a somewhat subjective thing. But there was plenty of works that were really terrific to look at, and then after that, you have to kind of try to find some sort of a balance between big work and small work, between works with different ideas, between works that sort of take up certain amounts of space, and then the challenge after that really is to see if you can figure out any kind of a theme, because jury shows are really fun, but oftentimes they're just collections of stuff. And what I really like in exhibitions is to have something that goes beyond that a little further, so that there's some kind of a theme being developed. And what I found with this pretty quickly, just sort of while I was working with Jeff Stokes, the director here, it just sort of hit us when we're looking at one particular piece, that we could start to trace this historical path that these works reminded us that they showed their artistic influences, which is not a bad thing by any means, because all artwork does that. All the artwork has some sort of a historical grounding, whether the work knows it or not. And we could see this evolution that seemed to mirror the development of mixed media and installation art in the 20th century, and especially try to make a connection between the two. Kind of demonstrating that without mixed media, there's no installation, because what sort of happened was the initiation of found objects into the art led to the broader idea of using found objects as art in and of themselves, and to thinking about art as a spatial thing as opposed to an object thing. So the sort of dialogue at first between image and object leads to art as object, and that leads to objects as space as art, And so it was really fun, because we found artists' works that we really enjoyed just on their own, but then we were able to put it into this other thing that, you can see in the Juror statement. We really tried to put together something that has traces of lineage, and we had a lot of fun with that.
Well, and I think the installation pieces shared the space pretty well.
Yeah, it was very important to get pieces, to me, it was very important to get pieces that do this tracing throughout the gallery, because that go all the way from, they take up a lot of space, and in effect they take up time as well. Because one of the things that distinguishes installation from sculpture is that an installation really envelops you. It is more of a spatial thing than a form thing. And so, traditional sculpture is very much more about the object, about form, whereas installation, as you see with the sharks and also with the fans, the thing starts in one place of the gallery and ends in another, and you literally have to take a few seconds to see all of it. And that's a real component of installation, that it surrounds you in a way and envelops your space. And that's something that we really wanted to make sure we had, that there was work that did that. That kind of practice initially started in the 1960s, so we could trace it back to that. But we really wanted to make sure that there was a clear distinction between things that were mixed media, things that were sculpture, and things that were installation.